KILR Killer Games.
Hello gamers and simmers and pilots, I am the Killer Gamer and welcome to the World Tour featuring X-Plane 11. And we are here at Lansing Municipal in Illinois, just on the border of Illinois and Indiana, as a matter of fact. And well, I've been upgrading this slowly but surely, just as far as the simulator is concerned, just adding a few things here and there. There's a little trick that I've done. I'm not sure if it's going to work. If it seems to work, I'll show you all that. That involves world traffic. And got something new to add to our realism, and we'll go over that also. So, we can hear some planes somewhere. Let's see if we can find it here. Planes, planes, I hear ya. That's our plane right there. So I've got general aviation maxed out here at Lansing. It's funny, you hear it, and it sounds like it's next to you, but it never seems to be. This here is supposed to be, like, what, a rent-a-car place or something? At least in real life it is. It's probably that plane right there that we're hearing. Alright. It's like you hear it and you want to go check it out. That's one thing I think world traffic needs to improve, is like the distance of sounds. Like, okay, there's the plane right there, but it sounds like it's right next to us. So a little bit of depth and dimension would be good. Alright, so here we are with our plane, and we're going to go ahead and hop inside and talk about what it is that we're going to be doing here. Alright, so here we are. Let's go ahead and pull up our map. So what we're going to do is we're here in Lansing, and we're going to be going here to Chicago-Midway. Now why? Well, because we've got a long flight ahead of us, and probably won't be going to Midway anytime soon after this. So I would like to at least stop there before we leave the area. While we have this chance. So that's what we're going to do. And to get there, we got our flight planner already set, but I'm going to go ahead and set our Chicago Heights nav radio here. It kind of point us in that direction, and that should be about 340, roughly there. And then Joliet, shoot, if we do 060, that's going to put an intersection right about there. That's good as a backup, so I think that's what we'll do. But first, let's talk a little bit about maybe some new things that you've noticed on here. I have something on here called XPRealism. I think it's XPRealistic, sorry. So let's just pull up that plugin here. I've got X camera. I haven't enabled it yet. We will check that out, just not on this flight. Okay, so that's wrong one. So it's under Fly with Lua. You have to install that. I know some people like it and dislike it and stuff, but you know, hey, it is what it is. All right, so here it is down here. I don't mess with any of this stuff. I don't really even. I barely know anything about Fly with Lua. So here it is, XPRealistic Pro. And so what this does is this adds, this adds a whole bunch of environmental and shakes and effects and stuff with your aircraft to make it seem even more realistic. So I've got this set for the aircraft, but you have a preview of things here, such as this thing with the wind, which is already in the realistic expansion pack, or whatever that REP. But if we go here and show like turbulence and turn this on for preview, we can say, oh, we're getting severe turbulence at this kind of airspeed. You see what it's doing? See how it's shaking as if we were in turbulence? So it's little things like this. When you touch down, depending upon your speed, let's say your speed is, oh, okay, so that is kind of like what the touchdown looks like, and you can alter this to different types of touchdown effects here, so you can really customize this if you want to. And then here is a, depending upon the pitch, see that, of what it would be like if you were to land. So you can fine-tune, adjust these. There's things for throttling. So this is like when it's idle, it's full throttle. So this should be a, and this is, I turned off head shake because I think it would cause problems, because it looked like my head was moving one way or the other, but then the simulator thought the plane was doing that, and so I always have problems with the plane just flipping over, and I don't know. So there's that on here. There is extra stall sounds. So like if it stalls, it shakes and everything. And then you got speed brakes, side propellers. Not really sure. Okay, that's if you're on the side of it then. Rudder squeeze sounds. There's roll, reverse thrust. Rain. So you can change the sound of rain. And then there's the pitch anticipation, nose wheel. This is natural heading. This is movement and stuff. So you can adjust these. squeaker rattles, gear drags, G-force effects. This is also in the REP. Actually, it's in head shake, and since I disabled head shake, I have it enabled here in XPRealistic Pro. And you got things for flaps and setting them, and drags, engine vibrations, engine stop, engine start, cockpit atmosphere, which I think is kind of what you're hearing right now. And it's random. Let's see. There's braking, airport atmosphere, airframe wind. Let's turn that off for a second. Okay. That was annoying. So we turned that off. But you're going to hear all kinds of like stuff around the airport, and these are all can be randomly generated, and you can adjust the volume and everything. So this is kind of neat. This is a really neat little thing. Okay, so speaking of realism, let's go ahead and take a look at our fuel. I think our fuel is still going to be fine. I'm going to go ahead and fill the tanks, though. Why not? Oh. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get our knee board up here. And we're not going to start our engine first. What we need to do is our walk around. So let's go ahead and do our lights check here. Oh, well, that can't be good. I'm not seeing any lights. Interesting. Our lights are not coming on. I know I had turned down my I know why it's not working. I know why it's not working. Alright, let's clean our spark plugs, but I know why it's not working. This is our maintenance sheet. And I had disconnected our battery pulls because this can drain juice even when you're not flying, which is kind of weird. So we're going to connect those batteries back up. And then we're going to do that light check again. Whoops. Go here, and there it goes. See? So our battery was not connected. Alright, sounds good. We'll go ahead and turn that off. Go back to our pre-flight menu here. Alright, pilot's operating handbook. Available in the plane. I don't know. Does this count? Parking brake. Is that set? We'll make sure it's set. We can't do it here. It doesn't let us. Avionics power switch is off. Ignition switch is off. Although it always turns it on. I don't know why. Master switch on. Fuel quantity indicators, check. Flaps. Oh, whoa! That is definitely different. Not the sound of the flaps, but the clicking sound. That was, oh, that's a nice little touch there. I like that. Okay, master switch off. Fuel on-off valve is on. I still haven't figured out where in the world that is. Fuel selector valve on. It's down here. Static pressure alternative source valve is here. I have no idea what this does, but it's off because you have to put it on to on. But anyway, trim controls neutral. Yes. Baggage is locked and secure. I wish we could open this. Check the elevator. Okay. Check rudder. Seems good. Take our tie down off. And our antenna for receiving sports and news is on. Okay, that aileron appears to be working. Take that tie down off. Looks like our fuel is good. Take off our chocks. The oil's getting dark. We may need to start changing this soon. I think we might want to change that when we get to Midway. Toggle cover. Take that off. Tire status is good. We'll fix up the tires too when we get to Midway. And fuel there. We'll take the pitted tube cover off. Take the tie down off. We'll check this aileron, make sure it's good. Check our flaps. Don't like the clicking sound there, but that's okay. I can get over it. And take those chocks off. And we are done with our walk around. So, now we're going to go back to our checklist here. So our seat belts are fastened. You may not see it, but it is. Brakes. Just pretend I'm pressing brakes. Fuel selector is both. Ooh. Okay, we are going to shut this. The last flight I almost took off without closing that door. Alright, so fuel selector is on both. We'll just so you can see that it does actually work. And circuit breakers, check. Everything looks good. Do these light up? If like a circuit breaks, do these light up at all, or do you just open it up and replace it? I don't know. So when it says check your circuit breakers, well, do you actually pull all these out and look to see if they're burnt or something, or what? I'm curious. I'm curious what that is. Okay, and beacon, turn that on. Avionics switch, that is now on. No, it's not. We want it off. Sorry. Master switch on. Throttle open. A little bit of an inch there. Make sure it says idle cutoff, which makes absolutely no sense. If you're going to start the engine, having this thing at cutoff makes absolutely no sense. Although, hold on, let's do this. External fuel pump on. Let's just get this filled up just a bit there, I think. Whoops. Too much, I flooded the engine. I thought I had it like that to start off with. Okay. So set mixture full lean, max throttle. Alright. So propeller area is clear, yes. Set the brake there, and it's time to get this thing started. Boy, this thing shook. Did you see that? Oh my goodness. This thing really shook. That was crazy. Okay, so we got the starter engaged, ignition switch start, make sure at engine start was rich. And now we're leaning it 1000 RPM, yes. Flaps, we need to retract those. Okay, now we got our avionics and our instruments. So we will go ahead and turn that on.
Clearance Southwest 1307 to LaGuardia, Romeo.
Southwest 1307 at West River State Request.
Yeah, we tried the CPDLC a few times and PDC, you're not getting any of them.
Southwest 1307 Roger, clear to LaGuardia Airport via the Jack to departure, Kelvin transition, then it's filed. Climb maintain 10,000, expect flight level 3900 in 10. Squawk 1777, and you have an edict of 1958.
Okay, 1958 edict.
Edict.
Southwest 1307 clear to
Just
LaGuardia,
edict.
UJack 1, Kellen is filed 10,390 and 10. And 1777 on the squawk.
Southwest 1307, and that's the Jack 2 departure, rest of reback craft, have a good flight.
Okay, sorry, Jack 2, Southwest 1307.
Let's set this for 340. Oh, look at this. I don't think we wanted to follow that. Okay. That radio is set.
Clearance South 1661.
Southwest 1661, clearance Wisdom.
Yeah, what are you showing wheels up time for us going to
This looks good here too. Just need to set this up.
1661, I show an edict of 2052.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Alright. We are set there. Let's go to our flight planner here. And we are going to...
At clearance American 8 to 1768. Go ahead. Yes, sir. We're boarding our passengers as we got a message from dispatcher of a revised edict time of 22:41. Do you show that?
I do.
Okay. Any reroutes for us?
Not as of yet. Still Palmer to Spartanburg.
Okay, very good. We'll be calling for a push here in about 15 minutes or so.
There we go. Chicago-Midway International. Just activate that. Alright. And once we get, well, we know we're 17 miles away, and that's kind of like why I'm using it, is so that way we've got our distance. But ATC is gonna
27 to Washington Dulles.
is going to move us around too.
Washington Dulles Airport via the Jack 2 departure, Kellen transition, then it's filed, climb maintain 10,000, expect flight level 330 in 10, squawk 3506.
Good to Washington Dulles, here the Jack 2 departure, Kellen transition, limits filed. I'm going to maintain 10,000, expect 320 minutes,
Okay.
squawk 35.
Turning down some of the like engine sounds and
Aircraft
stuff.
6027, read back correct, stay ramp number.
One door.
Thank you.
Okay, so now what we're going to do, I can find the right. Is it raining out there? I'm like underneath something and it's raining. It's like, how does that work?
And was that stop was 186? Stop was 186, affirmative. I have a full route clearance going to Tampa, advising ready to copy. Stop was 186, clear to the Tampa Airport via the Smoke 2 departure, Wallet transition, direct Oscar
We got to turn
Tango
into
Kilo, direct Tango Alpha
Unicom.
Yankee, and the days for arrival. Climb maintain 10,000, expect flight level 340 in 10, and squawk 3117.
122.7.
Out of the small to wall transition. Around 117 squawk
read back right, and I just want to verify that's the day for arrival.
Let's get our field advisories.
Kilo India Quebec Kilo Mike Delta Whiskey Traffic Cessna 13 Foxtrot on the ground at 1649er local IFR request field advisory.
I maintain 10,000 initially, squawk 2516.
Cessna 13 Foxtrot, wind 290 at 6, altimeter is 3001.
Cessna 13 Foxtrot, roger, thank you.
Now I've done something a little different. I changed my call sign. It's matching with what I have on the Flight Simulator 98 and stuff, because that's an old call sign that I used to use since Flight Simulator 98, because that was my designation in the military. In the Army, I was a 13 Foxtrot. So, just use it as my call sign.
Delivery from Qatari 756 Heavy.
Alright, so let's go ahead and...
09 left, full length for the departure.
Okay, yeah, your flight time's going to come out in about 5 minutes.
Okay,
Copy.
copy. I think we're set, so let's...
6305, good evening, uniform, Washington Donut.
But he said Washington Donut.
Air Shuttle 6305, cleared to Washington Donut via the Jack 2 on their departure. Cabin transition is filed. Maintain 10,000 on departure. Squawk 2506. Into Washington.
You can see how the plane shakes just a tad. Let's turn on our taxi lights.
Delivery Qatari 756 Heavy. Qatari 756 Heavy, here. Good evening, sir. We received the clearance and we request 09 left full length for the departure. Unable to perform from Mike 2. Roger, have a good day. Thank you.
Huh. That plane is halfway into the ground. I don't think planes are supposed to do that. It's like, do you need some help over there?
Yeah, they did cancel that program. Okay, thank you very much.
It's like, hey man, stop staring at me. We got a plane coming in for landing right over here.
This is Costera 2711.
Wawa.
Costera 2711, right? Advise ready to copy your clearance. We are ready to copy with Yankee on board. Alright, Costera 2711, defer to Mike, Quebec, Tango Airport via the South to departure. And then site, that's spelled Sierra, Tango, Echo, India, Tango, transition, then at file. Plan to maintain 10,000. Expect flight level 380, 10 minutes after departure. Squawk 3171. Right, Costera 2711, we're clear to the Mike, Quebec, Tango Airport via pound to take transition. Climb and maintain 10,000.
Okay, now we're going to use the World Traffic ATC.
Cisco 271, I'll read back. It's great. Have a good night. Good, good, sir. Thank you.
There we go. We're going to take off from runway 36 there.
On the clearance, good evening, T438, what's the black up and down, working on the show. 438 clearance.
I keep wanting to get this thing to disappear.
What about this, what you? Gas, direct.
I guess that'll be fine. We're going to announce that we're taking the runway with ProFlight emulator.
Kilo India Call back traffic Cessna 13 Foxtrot departing runway 36 to the northeast.
Delivery, Delta 1353. Delta 13.
Oh, this is not 36, is it?
Delta 1353, Roger. Clear to the
I thought this was.
Departure, Sarge, transition, NS file, maintain 10,000, squawk 5741.
Delta 1353 is third halo.
Well, then I guess we better get off the runway and go over here then.
Delta 1353, read back to it.
So far, I'm digging this realism.
1387.
It's looking for clearance to Tango, Juliet, Sierra, Juliet.
Delta 1387, clear to Tango, Juliet, Sierra, Juliet Airport via the Varsity 2 departure. Make in transition, then as filed. Maintain 10,000, squawk 3576.
Delta 1387 clears to Tango, Juliet, Sierra, Juliet, Varsity 2, Macon, then as filed. Maintain 10,000.
Did I just come into like a...
1387, read back there.
Yeah, I sure did. Hold on. Apparently this taxiway does not connect where we want it to go. This is just a parking area. Okay, you can stop turning anytime now.
We got the 2250, clear to the Gulf Sierra Papa Airport via the Palmer 2 departure. Direct to Palmer, then as filed. Maintain 10,000 and squawk 5257.
Delta 2250 is cleared via the Palmer 2, Palmer transition, then as filed up to 10,000, squawk at 5257 to Gulf Sierra Papa.
Endeavor 3356.
Endeavor 3356, Plaza.
Yes, sir, we're not picking up PDQ. We need to get a clearance, please.
Endeavor 3356 clear to the airport via the Bang 2 departure, Lux transition, then direct. Maintain at 10,000, squawk 4165.
Endeavor 3356 cleared via the bank departure, Lux, then direct. I maintain 10,000, squawk 4165.
Endeavor 3366, reback is verified to Bank 2 departure.
Bank 2 departure, Endeavor 3356.
See, I thought this would have connected with the other taxiways. Apparently not.
Clearance delivery, AC-5326. We're negative ACAR, we have a clearance on file, and we're ready to copy.
AC-5326, clearance request. AC-5326, cleared via the Halo 2 departure, Sarge transition, as filed, maintain 10,000, Expect flight level 220, 10 minutes after departure. Squawk 7226.
You didn't know we were going to be driving around the airport, did you?
Maintain 10,000, expect flight level 220 and 10. Squawk frequency, squawk 7226.
Hey, at least you get to listen to the ATC chatter.
326, 3 back is correct, and where are you parking in today?
We're ramp 4, D42, 82326.
Okay, 25326, thank you very much, have a good flight.
Thank you, good day.
Good afternoon, Clarence Campbell 839 Yankee.
Alright, Cameron, 839. It'll be south 2, radar vector to join J43 of Seminole, and then that's bound. Maintain 4,000. Expect 10,000, 10 minutes after departure. Your frequency will be 119.8 and squawk 1702.
Campbell 839 is clear to the airport via the departure south 2 and a radar vector to join J43 to Seminole. Climb maintain 4,000, expect 10,000 in 10 minutes. Departure on 119.8, squawk 1702.
That's 839, correct, with Yankee. Round point 9 when you're ready to leave. We'll talk to you next.
Round point 9, we'll see you.
Yeah.
Clarence, good afternoon. It's Ameristar 9464 with Yankee. Ameristar 9464. Where are you parking? South Cargo Ramp Bay 4. Okay, stand by. Let me see if I can find it for you. Ameristar 9464. You said it's the 9 departure. South 1. Expect radar vector J45 to Mormon Beach, and then that's bound. Maintain 10,000 and squawk 2072.
I think we can go in this direction.
9464, third south 1. Vectors to J45, Mormon Beach, as filed. 10,000, 2071 squawk. Ameristar 9464, read back correct. Stand by for a minute. Let me take a look at the flight and Ameristar 9464, y'all set. We'll talk to you later.
Y'all set.
Thanks, sir. Have a nice afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going in the right direction.
Clearance, Southwest 1017.
Southwest 1017.
Wish we could see actual rain on the windshield. That would be great.
Alright, let me try to find it. Stand by. Southwest 1017, your clear cage in 2 departure. Single transition asphalt, squawk is 2527.
Southwest 1017, clear indication 2, Singa transition, then as filed, squawking 2527.
Southwest 1017, you're back correct, see ya.
27. Clearance, 413.
But 413.
We're not showing any clearance.
Oh, looks like it went through the CPDLC, or you're unable to pick it up.
Yeah, our login's like freezing up or something. You guys have any issues at all? Or,
You can just listen to the ATC chatter.
The clearance if you're ready to copy.
It has a calming effect.
I'll go to 413, you're cleared to the airport via the Phil 2 departure, Greenwood transition, that's as filed, squawk 3341.
Alright, Phil 2, Greenwood transition, squawk 3341, still 413.
So 413, have you back correct? You have an expected departure clearance time 1810, about 25 minutes from now.
1810, double 413, thank you.
Ah, I hate when it turns it that much. Come on.
Clearance, good afternoon. Cookpit at 2709. Bridge copy clearance with information. Papa, okay, about 14.
Cookpit at 2709. Good afternoon. Go to the Mike Lima Oscar Airport via the Pound 2 RNAV departure. The transition, that's as filed, squawk 3326.
Now it's like really hard to get out of the grass.
2709, we're clear via Pound 2 RNAV transition in heat and then on file 4326.
Come on.
So, 2709, read back correct, see ya. Commercial system, durability that taxi.
Come on. I hate you, like, just barely get off the taxiway and then it's hard as heck to get back on. Maybe that's realism.
So 2199 could be the cut to departure anchor transition as filed 10,000 and welcome to
I think instead of an anchor transition and retrograde back to
yes, our anchor transition so 2199.
Well, we'll let him go around, I guess.
Clarence, good morning, Delta 1069.
There's our compass over here.
So 1069, put taxi to departure, transition, then as filed. Maintain 10,000, squawk 1153.
Okay, Delta 1069, cleared to Paget to Smith, climb to 10,000. Squawking to 1153. Can I confirm my route with you? Q7 after Smith to Jonan, direct to Henderson, H&N, then the Bremen 5.
So 1069, stand by, I got to send the whole time, 1 moment.
I'm sorry, because I have a thing here, route change alert on it.
No worries.
No worries.
So 1069, and after the Paget 2, Smith transition, Q67, and I got the Jonan intersection, direct H&N, and Bremen 5.
All right, that's all we have. Thank you, sir. Delta 1069, have a great day.
No problem.
We still have to get to the end here. I thought that was runway 36 that we were first at. And then when I saw it said 9, I'm like, nope. That apparently is not it.
And then 620.
Come on, stop.
Departure. Radar vector is north 1. Direct Gulf, Quebec, Oscar, then as filed. Maintain 10,000, squawk 7116.
What was that first text after the vector for number 6?
Radar vector is north 1, November, Oscar, November, Echo.
Alright, for number 36, 20 clear to you, the radar vector is 1. Then Gulf, Quebec, Oscar, as filed up to 10,000, squawk 7116.
And then 3620 is correct. And where you parked at?
We're at Echo 30.
Alright, thanks.
Think we'll ever have simulated air traffic control that's this real? I didn't think we would have what we have now when I was a kid. My goodness.
464,
We were told to call you for repositioning. We're currently at Signature. We need to reposition over the south cargo ramp to Total Air Services.
My dream is to have air traffic control that is
We're not ready to pick up the clearance at this time. We just need to reposition.
specific to where you're flying at, so you can hear traffic being guided around. Like if you're at Lansing, you'll hear traffic calling in, you know, say, oh, this is Lansing Airport, whatever, making downwind or
Yes, sir. We had a maintenance return.
whatever the case is.
Looks like we might be out of here in about 20 to 30 minutes at the latest. Just wondering if our CTDLC clearance is still valid.
To the 1240 affirmative, and I'll amend your time so you don't time out. Give you 2 hours from right now.
Outstanding. Thank you, sir. Clearance delivery received, forward 3.
clear via the departure. West 2 vectors at 5. Maintain 4,000 on departure. Departure frequency 121.0.
I don't know if I should have the landing lights on or not.
Clear via departure radar vectors. West 2 vectors at 5. Maintain 4,000. Departure frequency 121.0. Squawk.
I was thinking it might make it easier for other planes to see me.
The D434 Atlanta clear.
Yes, sir. Did you hear my read back? I was having some comments.
Not that they're
Affirmative, I did.
looking or anything.
And clearance Delta 1270.
Delta 1270, clearance.
Yes, ma'am. They got us on the Halo today. Do you know if that's going to be north or south departure from the side of the airport?
See, and I thought we were also close to runway 36 because when I did that command with air traffic with the radio, it said runway 36, so I thought we were like real close to it, and apparently not. Oh, this is really annoying.
KC who?
Just checking frequency. Right. AC 99, we're at ramp 3 with Whiskey.
Are you looking for clearance?
No, I'm sorry. I thought it was metering. Frequency metering.
Hang on 1 second. Let me see it.
So you can put it on a chart. I can't find it anymore.
1865 is meter south.
Thank you, sir. And clearance, American 2437.
American 2437 clearance?
Yeah, I was wondering if you showed anything on file for us. We didn't have anything come up on the DLP.
Yeah, you're going to LA, right?
Affirmative, sir.
Alright, American 2437 foot LAX, we have the Nashville 2 departure, full transition at 5. Maintain 1010,000. Flight level 360, 10 minutes later. Squawk 3364.
Alright.
I have to Vulcan at file 10,000.
Time for before takeoff. Parking brakes are set.
Thank you, sir.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. We don't want our spark plugs to foul. Alright, flight controls, fuel selector, both, elevator trim. We'll use the autopilot here. Mixture, rich. Throttle, we're going to be bringing that up to 1800. And yeah, all that stuff looks good. Doors and windows are shut. Flaps, I don't think we're going to worry about that. Alright.
Smoking transition has filed 10,000, expect 30 and 10, 2243. On the squad for eject at 327 and 60 sure with X-ray.
I think we are set to go here.
Clearance, Tower 3323.
Delta 3323.
Oh, and the other plane has decided to take off, so that's always good.
Alright, Delta 3323, you cleared to Oscar, Alpha, Juliet, Gary to departure, call your transition at about 91910,000. Start flight level 27010, next set departure. Departure frequency 125.65. Squawk code 7157.
Stay on the runway. Whoa, whoa. Holy crap. Oh man, this thing is acting up again. I don't know why, but the autopilot on this thing is trying to take us off in a direction I don't want it to take us in. Oh my goodness, this is a little loud. Well, that would have been a really bad flight. Just like crashed into something.
Air Shuttle 6159, good morning. We're trying to get clearance to Houston. Air Shuttle 6159,
Kilo India Call Quebec. Kilo Mike Delta Whiskey Traffic 713 Foxtrot. Are in the area.
up to 10,000, expected 34010 minutes after departure, sparking 5724. How about a runway expectation?
Air Shuttle 6159, I'm not sure what you said the first time. I thought you said pound 1, but it's pound 2.
Oh, pound 2 departure.
Air Shuttle 6159, that is correct. Rebag Express departure here in America. And what was that last one?
Trying to figure out a runway.
Next runway for now, I'm going to 27 right.
That indoor engine sound is really loud. That wind sound. Heck, I don't even know if I'm speaking louder than it might be.
Tango going to Charlotte. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, already cards is down, so it's the hard way. Roger, Bill, Bill, 10,000.
See if I can change any of this stuff here.
10 and 5141, American 42.
119.27.
That is affirmative, 10,031 and 10,5141, and we're ramp 5.
I don't think it's going to let us.
Clear GPS 9611.
GPS 9611.
9611, way information Tango, we're going to Louisville, RPC 1 hours old, to call you.
Get that being up here.
I got something here.
To be honest with you, we never got our previous PC.
Because 9611 Thursday here at Foxtrot Airport, get aboard and to departure. For speed transition, 10 miles, 58810 now, flight level 300 minutes, walk 71.
I'm sorry about that, you were stepped off me. Can you say that again?
Nope, I guess that doesn't work.
Here, Delta Foxtrot Airport, get aboard and to departure. For speed transition, 10 miles. Maintain 100 now, expect flight level 300, walk 71.
I'd like to go
go.
We already have it. You got a message. You don't call on a department. I don't know why. That's 4798. Just verify for the Delta thing with the airport to the bar.
Radio, that's 13 Foxtrot. Can you give me the frequency for center?
Cessna 13 Foxtrot. Forgot your charts, huh? No problem. Contact Chicago Center on 118.22.
118.22. That's 13 Foxtrot. Chicago, that's 13 Foxtrot with you out of 2,500 IF.
Cessna 13 Foxtrot, cleared as filed. Squawk 6246.
6246, 13 Foxtrot.
Should change there automatically. Yep.
Charlie Blue Airport, via the main to departure, London transition, direct Hotel Echo, Victor, November, Jet 43, the Lima Echo, Golf, Tango.
I just wanted to get changed to something so that way we could get guided in.
Direct Kilo, November, Oscar, Sierra Tango, Mike 215. Papa India Sierra Alpha Delta, Uniform Mike 215.
Chicago, that's 13 Foxtrot, West Vectors.
Uniform Delta India Sierra.
Cessna 13 Foxtrot, I show you to be on the airway.
The Lima Echo Romeo Uniform Victor.
13 Foxtrot, Roger.
Direct November Oscar Victor Echo Victor. Direct Charlie Mike.
Now you can barely hear it because of that
Mike Charlie
sound.
My maintain 10,000. Best flight level 330. 10 minutes. 127161. Got a 683. Clear to the bank to Lux. Direct to Heaven. J43 flyer.
Well, you can even turn it off.
Mike 15. Upper
I cannot affect that sound at all.
Upper Tango 43. Maroon. Direct to Noved.
That is annoying.
The airport, south.
Well, there's not much to see out here, is there?
I know it probably goes direct to flight, but Jet 43, Lima Echo Golf Golf Tango, and Jet 43 flying to probably connect. For my purpose, in case it don't connect, I never need to read it back the way it is. And finish up to 10,000 straight final.
Chicago, that's 13 Foxtrot with you out of 2,500 or 500 IF.
Cessna 13 Foxtrot, radar contact. Altimeter is 3000. Cessna 13 Foxtrot, contact approach on 118.4.
That's what I was trying to get to happen.
13 Foxtrot. Approach, that's 13 Foxtrot with you out of 2,500 or 500 IF.
Cessna 13 Foxtrot, radar contact. Altimeter is 3000.
Okay, and revised. Go ahead,
My goodness, those clouds must be low. I don't know if we're supposed to put our landing light on, but it'll help the other planes for seeing us, hopefully. Of course, that could be what our beacon's for. Hey, cleared up.
Alright, NASA 2, y'all transition, Golf Tango, Hotel, direct to CNX, State 74.
Got about 9 minutes.
November, State Hot 1 in San Diego, maintain 10,000.
to Mike Delta Bravo Airport, VA3 departure, fly runway heading, radar vector glaring.
Was he trying to tell me before that my altimeter was supposed to be 3,000? This can't be that far off, can it?
Expect runway 228 for departure.
Then for immersion, 08, make the right, what we see,
I have no idea.
Less than 5,000 feet, 41552, and immersion 08, Alpha,
Amateur 08, super contact ground control 121.9 and 12 are ready to taxi.
121.9 and 13 protect.
That cabin air is so loud. It drowns everything else out. I hate it. That's the one thing about the REP that I don't like. It's that cabin air. I wish there's a way to go in there and actually tune it down or something, but there's nothing in the settings to do that.
Clearance up to 1307 LaGuardia, Romeo. Yeah, we tried the TBDLC a few times, and PDC, you're not getting any of them.
Officer 07 Rochester to LaGuardia Airport via the Jack to departure, South Transition, then it's 5. Finally, take 10,000, expect flight level 390.
System 13, Foxtrot. Turn right, 330. Expect directions for the ILS. Runway 31, center.
Okay, 1958 heated. And
Right, 2330, that's 13, Foxtrot.
1 Ellen and file, 10,390 at 10. And 1777 on the clock.
South after Jack 2 departure, rest of the aircraft after flight.
Okay, sorry, Jack 2, Southwest 1307.
I think it tuned us in.
System 13, Foxtrot. Turn right, 135.
Right to 135, 13, Foxtrot.
135? Oh, okay, yeah, I guess so.
Clearance on 1661.
That's the 1661 flight, isn't it?
Yeah, what are you showing wheels up this time for us going to Philly?
For the 1661, it's showing 872,052.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, very good. We'll be calling for a push here in about 15 minutes or so.
It's kind of taking us in the opposite direction here. Matter of fact, we're going in the opposite direction.
Via the Jack 2 departure, Kellen transition, then a file, climbing 10,000, expect flight level 330 in 10, squawk 3506.
Good Washington Delta, Jack 2 departure, Kellen transition. Maintain 10,000, expect 360 10,000,
Here, let's adjust our heading a little bit.
SL 6027, read back right to round number.
1 north.
Thank you.
See, I think that is our ILS right there. I think it's already tuned in for us.
And what's that top of 186? Top of 186, Affirmative. I have a full route clearance going to Tampa. Advise where to copy. Southwest 186 clear to the Tampa Airport via the Smoke to departure. Wallet transition.
Downtown Chicago over there.
Tango Kilo. Direct Tango Alpha Yankee and the day for arrival. Climb maintain 10,000. Expect flight level 340 in 10 and squawk 3117.
Alright, we're going out on the small wall here.
Southwest 186, free backrack, and I just want to verify that's the day for arrival. Thank you.
Sometimes ATC gives me like weird vectors, like go this direction, and it's like the complete opposite direction of where we should be going. At least I know what runway they want me to land on.
634 clearance, return to Newark Airport via the Palmer 2 departure, as
holding short runway 6. Well, we're past that now. Oh, we passed it.
Good evening, uniform, Washington, Donna.
Air Shuttle 6305, plane station, Air Shuttle 6305, clear to Washington, Donna, via the Jack 2 on their departure. Captain transition and file. Maintain 10,000 in departure. Squawk 2502.
Into Washington, Donna, track 2, transition. Captain 10,000. Squawk 2502. Delivery Qatari 756 Heavy.
Qatari 756 Heavy, alert.
We received the clearance and we request a 09 left for Lansing for the departure and to follow from Mike 2.
Roger, have a good day.
Thank you.
I wonder if this will lock in our approach or not. I guess we'll find out.
Clearance, this is Contera 2711.
So Sierra 2711 right, is ready to copy this.
We're ready to copy with Jack on board.
Alright, so Sierra 2711 refers to White Mike Quebec Tango Airport via out to departure. And then site, that's Sierra Tango Echo
Why is that zooming
India
out?
Tango transition. Then I filed. Climate maintain 180,000.
See, isn't this weird? It's like
10 minutes after departure.
that's zooming out, yet this.
317.
Okay, that's looking a little better.
2711 we cleared White Mike Quebec Tango Airport via pound to take transition. Climb and maintain 10,000. 6380. Decline 360. 10 minutes after departure. And squawk 3171.
So Sierra 3711, read that again, straight out with me.
Good, sir. Thank you.
Sorry, not much talking on this particular flight. It's because seems like there's a lot going on, and so I'm trying to keep up with everything.
What you get direct will not Alright, circle show will be the Atlanta Niner, redirected west to gas direct, climb 4,000, departure from 697 squawk 7136, peak 138, peak 138,
Do these clouds just keep getting lower? Or is it just me?
Last delivery, Delta 1353. Don't say anything. Delta 1353. Negative CP Delta.
Delta 1353, Roger. Clear to the airport via the Halo 2 departure. Start, transition, NS file. Maintain 10,000, squawk 5741.
Delta 1353, start Halo. Sarge transition, 910,000, squawk 5741.
Delta 1353, read back.
We were headed towards the airport. Then ATC is like, oh, go this direction. We're going, completely messed us up. It's making our flight longer than what it really needs to be.
Delta 1387. Delta 1387. And push for clearance to Tango, Juliet, Sierra, Juliet.
Delta 1387, Tango, Juliet, Sierra, Juliet Airport via departure to departure. Making transition, NS file. Maintain 10,000, squawk 3576.
Delta 1387 cleared to Tango, Juliet, Sierra, Juliet, varsity to Macon, center file, maintain 10,000, squawk 3576.
Delta 1387, read back. Delta 3250, switch to Golf Sierra Pop Airport via the Palmer to departure. Direct to Palmer, NS file. Maintain 10,000 and squawk 5257.
Delta 4250 is cleared via the Palmer to Palmer transition and as filed up to 10,000, squawk 5260. Golf Sierra Pop.
Well, got about 5 miles until the airport. Roughly, 3 minutes until landing.
Yes, sir, we're not picking up. You can get it clear.
Delta 36 clear the airport via the Bang, clear departure, Lux transit, that's direct, maintain at 10,000, or 4165.
Bank departure left and direct. I maintain 2,000 front 415.
back in. Verify the bank.
Thank you, departure.
109.9. Curious if that really is the frequency.
First delivery 326 with negative 8 car on valve for its up. 6326 center foot. 6326 with the KILR departure.
There's an ILS for 31 center. That's not the one, is it?
Thursday, the Halo 2 departure start transition in the foul. Climb maintain 10,000, stay by level 0 and 10. Watch bridge 3 or 7, 2, 6, 6, 8.
Here we go.
326, they're back to correction. Where are you parking in today? We're around 4, D42. 5326, thank you very much for your flight. Thank you.
Outer light is blinking.
Alright, yeah, 39. It'll be down to radar section 1, stage 43 is central, then it's down. Section 4 down. Section 1 0 down, and then copy 1. Your frequency will be 119.8 and block 171.
And 839 is clear to the airport via the departure L2 and the radar vectors join J43 Seminole. Climbing to 4,000, expect 10,000.
This thing is really not trying to
That's 839, correct?
line up very well, is it?
9.9 will be it.
South Cargo ramp base 1. Stand by, second final.
Marathon 9464, descend to the 9 departure, down 1. That's set radar vector, J45 to Formancy, and then that's maintain 10 down, and block 07.
Aha.
Maristar 9464, third down 1. Vector J45, changing S-file, 1010,000, 071 block.
Marathon 9464, read back correct. Stand by for minimum flight stand. Marathon 9464, you're all set. I'll see you later.
Thanks, sir. Have a nice afternoon.
Somehow I'm not trusting this autopilot.
Clearance Southwest 1017.
Southwest 1017.
Didn't get a CPGLC, we got Zulu.
Let me try to find it now. Southwest 1017, your flight gauge into departure. Single transition outside, Walker 2527.
Southwest 1017, clear indication to Sting at transition, then as filed, squawking 2527.
Southwest 1017, that's correct, yeah.
27.
Cessna 13 Foxtrot. Descend to 500.
That's a little low.
1,400, 13 Foxtrot.
But 413.
I guess we are going for center.
You're unable to pick it up. No, it's just you, but I have the clearance. You're in the copy. I got it. 413, you're cleared to the airport via the field 2 departure, Greenwood transition at the cloud, squawk 3341.
See, I don't know what the autopilot was trying to lock us into, but it wasn't this runway. That's for sure.
Climb 1810 for the 25 minutes now. 2110.
Like the glide slope is telling me I should be lower. I'm like, well, these houses are a little close to the airport.
Shuttle 6007 Jack 2 departure, Callan transition at 5, squawk 2047. Clear Jack 2, Callan at 5, 2047 box. Pressure system, clear for only that Jack 2.
Look how low these buildings are.
I think you said it was Ango transition and retrieve back transition.
Or the buildings are low, but you know, it's like it wants me to be lower than what I really think I should be.
Good morning, Delta 1069. Delta 1069, Delta 1069, first departure, transition, then as filed. Maintain 10,000, squawk 1153. Okay, Delta 1069, clear to attitude Smith, Commander 10,000. Squawk at 115. Can I confirm my route was
freaking southwest?
7 after Smith to Jones, direct to Henderson, 18 and then the Bremen 5. I'm sorry, because I have a thing here, route change alert on it. No worries. Delta 1069, after passage 2, Smith transition, Q67, I got the Jones intersection, direct 8 and N, and Bremen 5. Alright, that's all we have. Thank you, sir. Delta. Have a great day. No problem.
Oh my word.
Clearance December 3620, calling to get her clear. December 3620, clearance please. 9 departure, radar vectors north 1, direct Gulf, Quebec Oscars, and as filed, maintain 10,000, squawk 7116. What was that first text after the vector for number 3?
Radar vector North 1, November Oscar, November Echo.
Alright, for number 3620 clear to be at the your radar vector North 1. Then Golf, Quebec, Oscar, as filed up to 10,000 squawk 7120.
And then 3620 reads that correct. And where you parked at?
We're at Echo 31.
Alright, thanks.
Big Southwest here.
Landstar 9464, Landstar.
We were told to call you for repositioning. We're currently at Signature. We need to reposition.
What is a little GA aircraft doing over here with the big liners?
And the Landstar 9464.
I don't know. Because I just decided to come over here to say hi.
Pick up the clearance at this time. We just need to reposition.
Was that a laugh?
Contact me, please.
I can see someone say, "Hey, you're not supposed to be here."
We got a maintenance return. Looks like we might be out of here in about 20 to 30 minutes at the latest. Just wondering if our TPDLC clearance is still valid.
To the 1240 affirmative, and I'll amend your time so you don't time out. Give you 2 hours from right now.
Outstanding. Thank you, sir.
We'll park right over here.
434, ready for I-Park.
We'll wave to everyone. Hi! You see this little Cessna over here? Yeah, we're important. We're going around the world.
Squawk 2012.
Clear up the departure radar vectors, West 2. Vectors have filed. Car maintain 4,000. Departure frequency 121.0. Squawk 2012 at T434. Now where's clearance to T434?
The T434 amount of clearance?
Yes, sir. Did you hear my read back? I was having some comm issues there.
Affirmative, I did.
Okay. Whoa. Okay, I think we're set.
And clearance Delta 1270.
Delta 1270 clearance.
Yes, ma'am. They got us on the Halo today.
Okay,
You know, that's
before
gonna be north and
landing
south
we did
departure,
that.
which side of the airport?
After landing, transporter. Yeah, we turn that off.
You're welcome.
Flaps up. Trim. Kind of neutralize that there. There we go. Throttle, we're in idle. Mags, ground. Sure. Throttle, yeah, it's around 1,000. Avionics, okay, we need to turn that off. We'll turn off our lights. And we're going to cut off our mixture. That's an interesting sound. Alright, then we'll turn off our master ALN switch and ignition switch. Turn it off. Okay, so we're all set up there. Let's go ahead and... Ooh, boy, frame rate is struggling here. Let's do our walk around. That's not it. There we go. Post-flight. Put that on. And that on. That on. That on. Toggle the cover. Chocks. Alright. So, here we are. We're at Chicago-Midway. Parked where we're not supposed to be, but that's okay. It's us, you know. We're, this is how we flow here in this world. Well, now that we're here, let's take a look at the airport scenery and then compare it with some of the other scenery that is out there for Midway, so that way you can get kind of an idea of maybe which one would work better for you. Okay, so here we are. We are looking at the Midway scenery, and this is with world traffic installed, and I had to dig up the ground routes from like one of the world traffic support pages or whatever it is to find ground routes for Midway, because otherwise you don't get anything. Also, at least on my setup, Midway Airport did not have any buildings or terminals or anything. So I at first had bought the Nimbus Midway scenery, and I was not impressed, to be honest. One, it didn't have any ground routes, but two, the texture quality just seems bad, and that was for payware. What we're looking at here is actually freeware. I'll show you the site, and I'll have a link to it also. Okay, so this scenery is done by Will Sands, okay? This right here. And then there is also, you have to make sure you've got all this stuff installed in order for it to look right. But there's also a file for World Traffic 3 that you can download, so that way all of this is taken care of. But if you take a look at the... Keep in mind, take a look, I want you to keep in mind these here. You see how nice and sharp these are? You can read them. You can see the definition of the textures of the tarmac and everything. And if we look over in this direction, you'll see a little, there's like a 3D building or something over there. There's our general aviation. That's where we should have parked. That's okay. I wanted to look at all the big airliners. There's our plane, like right there. Like right where it shouldn't be. One thing that I don't like too much about this is that there's a lot of these. It looks a little too busy. There's too many of these little blue things all over the place. Maybe that's the way it should be, but it just seems like a little too much. And I wish the scenery would clean up this garbage. Look at this. This is autogen gone bad right here. I don't know what in the world was going on here, but this is absolutely awful. It's got roads on top of stuff. It's got roads, who knows what that is. And look at this cluster over here. Look at this mess. I mean, this is all over the place here. This is just nasty looking. And this area needs help. Orbix to the rescue. Yeah, look at this. That's just ugly. Everything else looks great, but this is just awful. And this is, just so you know, this is not the fault of the airport. Okay, this is just X-Plane being stupid there. Mostly, you know, as with everything that I've tried, I like this. This is my favorite one, and this one's free. This one doesn't cost you anything. Now let's go ahead and switch over to the Nimbus version of Midway, so you can take a look and see what that looks like. Okay, so here is the other scenery. This is the payware scenery that I was talking about. This is from Nimbus Studios, which you can get from the X-Plane store. This is this right here. It's only $13, but you can see what's showing there. Okay. Now we go to the actual. So there are ground routes that someone had created, but it did not get rid of dynamic scenery. So you can see, like, there's two planes right there, two right there, and there's another one over here that's got two. There's two right there, two right there. Now you can manually delete them. I've deleted the objects, but then it gives you an error. It still loads up. It still loads up the airport, but you get this error that oh, you might have problems with this scenery. So it's a little annoying. Now the payware scenery does not have these doubles. Just so you know, this was someone making ground routes, and this is the first time that I've actually tested it out. But it's good for you to see this anyway. And it would have been good for that individual making the ground routes if he had gave instructions on how to get rid of the dynamic scenery that's sitting here, the static imagery. But that's not really the thing that bothers me. All right, what bothers me is this. Remember I told you to keep in mind the definitions on the ground? Look at the taxiway markers. You can't even read them. And this is payware scenery, folks. The freeware cinema. I can't even say things right. The freeware version, you could clearly read the taxi signs, and you can't on this one. Remember that building I told you was over here? It's not here on this payware version. I mean, you at least got the buildings and stuff, which is better than there. And the other thing I like too is there's not a whole lot of clutter. Like all these little baggage things, they're not cluttered all over the place. That's another thing that I like on this one. And let's see if I can find an individual. There's like little people that walk right there, which I think is a nice little touch. I also like the windows on the take a look, and you can actually see people walking inside. So I like, there's one walking this way. I like what was done with the buildings. And I like how it's not so, littered with stuff out here. But what really turns me off is the fact that you can't read the taxi signs. And I don't know, I think that's kind of important, don't you think? I would expect better for something that you're paying for. And this is coming from the same studio that did the Chicago O'Hare. And I have the Chicago O'Hare, and I thought it's great. I think it was a great thing. But this, I cannot, I apologize, I can't recommend getting this from the store. There needs to be some serious work before this is done. But what I will say, though, is that this gives you something that the other one does not have. What the freeware version doesn't have, and that's seasonal textures. Now you got to do a little bit of manual adjusting, and with something like that, it probably wouldn't matter if you can read this stuff on the ground or not. But let me show you what it looks like during the winter. Okay, so here are the winter textures that are included. And so you've got the summer and winter, and all you need to do is just copy them over. The files that are there, they're the summer textures and winter textures are each in their own folder. And you don't do a cut, you just do a copy over the files that need to be replaced whenever you want to change the season. And so this I like. I turned off the world traffic stuff so that way we don't have the duplicates there. But I like what Nimbus did here, giving you the option of having winter textures. Now, granted, there are no seasons, seasonal textures or anything in X-Plane, but considering that, I don't know, you may not really look at it too much. I think this is just a nice little touch. If you wanted to add a little bit of a seasonal thing to your flying, when landing in at Midway. It still bothers me that this here is the way it is. And with one thing though is that you can clearly see the image file for this in the folder, and so you might you could do like your own little work and maybe get a higher resolution, take it into Photoshop and maybe sharpen it up or something like that. But for payware, I would think that you shouldn't have to do that. So I like this. I like the seasonal aspect that Nimbus has got, and I love the terminals. I think the terminals are great. I think those are well done. And there's little people moving here and there, and I think that's a nice little touch. And maybe this works out for you. For me, the killer was just the fact that the detail was not here to be able to read these taxi markers, and I really think it needs to be. And these are all static aircraft over here also. So the freeware version also adds these buildings. As a matter of fact, I think it might add a few extra, but yeah. So this is what you get. I would love it if there's a way to combine the terminals of this one with the freeware, so I could have the best of both worlds. Now there is one other Midway airport scenery, which I will show you. Alright, and here is the third one. This appears to be made more recent than the other two as far as the year goes. Here is the... Here it is here. This was actually made in 2017, whereas the other ones are a little bit older than this. But this one is also younger, so it doesn't have as much on there. And it requires a few things to download, which I have, but it doesn't appear to really... You don't say anything, and I'm pretty sure that that world traffic will not work here, since ground routes have not been developed, and I can't do it on the basic at all. It says, oh no, you need to use World Editor to create your ground routes. So you could be looking at a very empty airport. But so yeah, so this is the other one. Now you'll notice he doesn't have the taxiways down here on the ground either, but it does look like he put in actual taxi signs here on the edges. So there is that. Now, as far as accuracy, I'm going to assume that's not very accurate. What I'm surprised with is that the other one didn't have these and the ones on the pavement, but anyhow. Oh, wow. It's completely missing the building for the general aviation over here. So yeah, so there's not much going on with this one. So as far as recommendations, the first one is the one that I'm using. And then if you like the option of changing the scenery to have some winter textures, then the one in the store is not a bad option. Is it worth the $12? Well, I guess that just depends on you. You know, if $12 is just a simple drop in the bucket for you, then yeah, then maybe it's okay. Or maybe you wouldn't mind. Maybe there are other things about it that you like. Like I like the little moving people, and I like the terminals and stuff. I just didn't like how the pavement was not as detailed as it should have been. But maybe you're the type of person that says, you know what, I can easily fix that. That's just one little gripe that I've got, and I can sit there and fix it, and it'll all be good. The only other thing, though, is that it's not ready for world traffic. You would have to delete the dynamic scenery, which I have found a way to do that, but like I said, it creates an error stating, oh, this airport may not load correctly. It does, and it gets rid of the dynamic scenery, and then I can use like one of the other ground route things meant for one of the, you know, the other versions with it, and it works just fine. But, you know, just getting that error is kind of annoying. But so yeah, so here is 3 options for the airport that you can take a look at for yourself. So there is a little bit of interesting outside scenery here with the Nimbus version of Midway Airport. And if we go over here to 31C and just over here in the corner, can't see it just yet, but over here by these trees, there's a White Castle. And then right over here is, that's hard to read. That's Giordano's. It's a famous pizza place. Nothing really else that I can see that is iconic over here. You know, when trying to compare what was done for Flight Simulator 10 by Fly Tampa, which was just amazing. This is what we have here. Can't even really read that. It's kind of blocked out too, because of how the overlays and stuff happen. Although you have actual roads that the cars are driving on, as opposed to Flight Simulator 10, where you don't actually see roads. Those are the only two iconic things that I can think of that are over here in the Nimbus version of Midway. That may not be that much of a big deal for you. The thing is like out in the street here. But now that we've looked at the scenery, let's take a look at it in real life. Okay, so here we are. This is what Chicago-Midway International Airport looks like from satellite view. And you can see that there is just tons and tons and tons of houses that are all around it. I don't know if I would ever want to have a house that is literally that close to an airport. Now, over here in this corner, where 31 Center is at, and I saw this in the Flight Simulator 10 Fly Tampa scenery. You get Giordano's, and there's a White Castle over here in the corner. So they had those, as well as the Burger King and the McDonald's. Those were there. I didn't really look to see if the Subway was there. I just didn't look on that one. I did see the Holiday Inn and the Hampton Inn. Where's the gas station? Is that it? No. I remember seeing a gas station over here somewhere. But thought those were nice little touches. Okay, so here is a pretty cool 360 view of Midway Airport. Well, it doesn't get much better than this. When it comes to scenery, I mean, this is the actual airport here. Oop. So that's where all the general aviation is at. This is the small runway that we actually landed on Flight Simulator 10. Remember I told you about how the textures and everything were really sharp on the free version of Midway as opposed to the payware version. And if we take a look over here, you know, it's pretty much just Southwest Airlines. But you know what? Remember I was talking about how there was just too many of those, the clutter and stuff? I guess maybe it really is like that. Look at that. They're all over the place. It's interesting. Okay, and I remember seeing this, although in X-Plane we just had a layer of just, it was an absolute mess. What happened there, I don't know. But if you zoom in here, you can't see it any further. The White House is there. Giordano's is there. And Burger King, McDonald's are over here somewhere. But yeah, this is cool. That you've got this, and you can see the Chicago skyline in the distance. So now, let's go ahead and just travel a little bit outside of the airport. Right, and you know that we had to stop at this intersection. We just got to make sure we don't get hit by any cars. Right where I was telling you, right in the corner, there's the White Castle. And this here, there's a welcome sign over here. See if we can get to it. Right there. Welcome to Chicago-Midway International Airport. Let's see here. Down this way, I thought was that gas station. Let's see if we can actually see it here. Something tells me no. Oh, because it's taking me the wrong direction. That's why. That's the gas station I'm thinking of. It was just labeled as something different in Flight Simulator 10. Okay, so now back at the intersection. All right, so here is our stop. We're going to Giordano's Restaurant and Pizzeria. It is a thing here. There's the Burger King down there. Yeah, so let's not get distracted by fast food. Let's go into Giordano's. And here we are, Giordano's. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but hopefully that's close. So here we are. This is the official website in Midway. Phone number, all that good stuff. Chicago's best pizza since 1974. I mean, come on, we're going to be leaving Chicago. We gotta have some Chicago pizza. So for over 40 years, Giordano's has crafted the best deep dish pizza. I love deep dish in the Chicago area. Now you can bring the mouth-watering taste of the Windy City home from our Midway location. I wish. Giordano's is more than the best pizza place in Midway. We create an experience that pizza lovers have cherished for generations. Our artisans handcraft every pie to our old world specifications, which means you'll go to pizza heaven with every bite. Superior craftsmanship leads to a favorite Chicago tradition. Sounds like they're building something. When you eat with us, they have these capital letters here. Favorite Chicago tradition. When you eat with us, you'll enjoy the flakiest double crust that we slow bake to perfection. You'll try the freshest mozzarella made from a small farm in Wisconsin. And you'll embrace the ripest tomatoes, the freshest vegetables, and the most flavorful meats. Our carefully trained artisans, again, handcraft every stuffed pie with loving care. And that's why Giordano's is the best pizza delivery and restaurant in Midway. I'd be too far for them to deliver. Might be worth it, I don't know. Our mouth-watering stuffed pizza pies are famous across the country, but don't forget to check out our full menu. You'll love our savory pastas and fresh salads, and you'll find that our specialty sandwiches and appetizers are absolutely delicious. Going gluten-free? Too bad. Ask about the selections that are right for you. What are right for me? This pizza right here. Our Midway location, Chicago natives know Giordano's has a cherished tradition. Now you can experience our heritage for yourself when you visit our dining room with a full bar. You can also order over the phone for pickup or delivery. It might take me a while to go pick it up. Just saying. Well, what do we got down here? We got catering, restaurant, all locations, the blog, the dish, our story, talk to us. Let's talk about their story. Let's see what that is about. All right, the recipe for Giordano's now famous stuffed pizza is one that has evolved over 200 years. Its creation began in a small northern Italian town near Torino, Italy. Mama Giordano was famous around town for her exquisite cooking. Of her all renowned dishes, her most beloved meal was her Italian Easter pie. That's an interesting name. Mama Giordano would serve this double-crusted cheese-stuffed masterpiece on special occasions. This pizza pie became a sacred tradition in the Giordano family and a legend in the town of Torino. Years later, Italian immigrants, Efren and Joseph Baglio, moved to Chicago to start their own pizza business. The brothers introduced their mama's recipe for stuffed pizza. In 1974, on Chicago's historic South Side, Efren and Joseph opened the first Giordano's in the world. Over the next 40 years and counting, Millions of happy and loyal fans, as well as hundreds of critics, call Giordano's the city's best stuffed pizza. I am just a little bit older than this restaurant. I didn't know how long this restaurant was around. Rest is history. You can still taste today, along with our other great starters. Fresh salads, outstanding pastas, and unique sandwiches. Giordano's is constantly making headlines, both in Chicago and nationally. The brand garners frequent media coverage and continuously tops best pizza lists and dining guides. Giordano's has been acclaimed Chicago's best pizza by NBC, CBS Chicago. Not CBS. It has to be CBS Chicago. Although NBC, it was like the whole thing. New York Times, Chicago's Magazine. That's kind of weird because New York has its own style of pizza. I don't know. Anyway, Chicago Magazine, Chicago Tribune, Chicago Eater, Home and Garden Magazine, Concierge, Preferred, and more. I want a Giordano's. I want a Giordano's pizza. Make it happen. All right. Let's see. We got catering restaurant. They got the G Club. I think this takes you back to the main website. You got events. Ooh, and you can place an order. Let's take a look at the restaurant. All right. This is our meal here. Let's take a look. What do we want for a starter, huh? Garlic Parmesan fries, French fries, cheesy garlic bread. Ooh, I think I might go with that. That looks good. The best tomato bruschetta. Oh, I might go with that instead. Boneless artichoke fritters. Well, that sounds good too. Yeah, got that. I've seen this in other places. Mama's Famous meatballs, garlic breads, pepperoni pizza fries. Right there. Look at that. Pepperoni, our house-made meat sauce, and a melted mix of flour, cheeses, and herbs over Parmesan shoestring fries. You know what? I think I'm going to get some extra food for the road. I'm going to get myself this best tomato bruschetta. Okay, let's see if I can click on that. Oh, okay, that's just... Oh, it's $8.75. Okay. Let's add that to the cart. Let's see how much... Oh, is it not going to give us a... Okay, never mind. I was hoping it would give a... hold on. I know. I know what we can do. I'm going to add this up. All right. $8.75. We're gonna add up our meal here. Okay, $8.75 for the best tomato bruschetta. And oh man, these artichoke fritters. Yeah, I'm getting these too. $8.50. You guys are gonna share this with me, okay? Virtually. Pepperoni pizza fries. All right, that's $8.95. Okay, so what do we want? Do we want a salad? I don't think so. No. Classic Italian pizza. Oh, that's just a classic Italian. Nah, blah, you get that anywhere. Famous stuffed deep dish pizza. Make your own. Individual 6 cheese. This is our signature Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Super veggie deep dish. Fresh spinach deep dish. That sounds good. The Greek gyro right here. This is it. Spit roasted gyro meat, feta and mozzarella cheese, Greek herb blend, and red onion baked into. Heck yeah! This is what I'm getting. As small as $21.25. Holy freaking crap! That is an expensive pizza. I bet it's worth it. Okay. Ah, yes. Oh, this looks so good. Small size. Hey! I'll share with you, okay? Let's see. Thin crust pizza. What do we have? Make your own. Blah, 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 blah. Bacon barbecue. Nah. Sandwiches. Italian beef chicken club. Nah. Extra thin. Nah. For kids. Nah. Desserts. Here we go. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a dessert from White Castle. Let's get a beverage. What should we get? Man, I'm going to need some caffeine. We're going to get a Mountain Dew. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get a Mountain Dew. 20 ounce. All right, $1.95. Okay. Our total is $49.40. Oh my goodness. All right. Good food. What is at the White Castle, I wonder? Let's go over here. Let's see what kind of desserts they have at the White Castle. White Castle. Ooh, that was animated. All right, 6 bacon cheese sliders. Oh my goodness. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to... No! I want to go back the other way. Go back the other way. There we go. Okay. Breakfast. New Impossible. What's the Impossible slider? Let's find out. Made fresh with any cheese. Or not. Sizzled, tastes, and smells just like real beef. But guess what? It's not. It's made from plants and has 14 grams of protein exclusively at White Castle. Huh. It's made out of plants. I'm not sure. There's going to be other places that are going to have White Castles, but I'm just kind of curious. Start ordering. Online ordering. Okay. Let's repeat an order. View menu. Okay. We got the limited time cravers, the sliders, the breakfast, the combos, the crave case, the size. Let's look at desserts here. A gooey butter cake. A fudge dipped cheesecake. Nah, I can have those. This looks different though, right here. Alright. We're going to add this to our sack. Alright. Think one will be enough? Oh, it's only 99 cents. Let's add 2 of those. We're going to have 2 of those. We're going to have... Oh, no, wait. You know what? Let's get one of those. And... Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. So we're going to get ourselves a gooey butter cake for $1 and a fudge dipped cheesecake for $1. That's it. That's it. I'm definitely good there. Yep. I'm stuffed. I don't know about you. All right. Well, thank you for joining me on this flight back into Chicago to Midway Airport. Hope you found this interesting, entertaining. You know, just like these other videos, we're just going to these locations. It's a little bit more than just flying. We're going to check these areas out too. Just as if we actually flew there. Now, granted, we can't sit there and spend a whole lot of time there because we got a lot of flying to do. But we can still kind of check out the area a little bit. And that's kind of the idea. Anyway, hope to see you on our next flight. It's going to be a good one. And be sure to check out this same flight in the other simulators that I've done this on, like the Commodore 64, Flight Simulator 5.1 for DOS, Flight Simulator 98, and 2000, 2002, 2004, and of course FSX. be sure to check all those out. Oh, I forgot the Commodore Amiga. That's in there somewhere. Because it's all fun, and it just brings back some fun memories. All right. Well, I will see you later, and be safe out there. If you enjoyed this flight, then you might enjoy watching it on one of these older simulators too. We're following the same flight plan just so we can relive the fun memories of old. Don't forget to subscribe to be notified of future flight simulation videos, and thanks very much for watching.